Michael Meehan is president and CEO of Squared Communications. Matt Schlapp is the chairman of the American Conservative Union. Glad to have you here. We're waiting for that hearing to get started again. So in the meantime, let's start with this question about Uranium One. And this is that deal, that the question surrounding, did Hillary Clinton have any sort of influence when it came to that deal getting approved by the Obama administration, and the question of whether there should be a special counsel. Here's an exchange between the Attorney General and Jim Jordan of Ohio. Let's play that.
What's it going to take to actually get a special counsel?
It will take a factual basis that meets the standards of the appointment of a special counsel.
Is that analysis going on right now?
Well, it's in the manual of the Department of Justice about what's required. We've only had two. The first, the Waco, Janet Reno, Senator Danforth, who took over that investigation as special counsel, and Mr. Mueller. Each of those are pretty special factual situations.
Let me ask it this way.
And we will use the proper standards, and that's what only thing I can tell you.
So, Matt, last night there was this letter that we've learned that the Attorney General had sent to the prosecutors to say, could you please take a look at this? Do you think that this is on the merits, or, like the Democrats say, that it's all political?
No, there's no question. Look, every scandal we had with Hillary Clinton while she was Secretary of State is really unresolved in the minds of 50% of Americans. They really do believe that when it came to the email and the server, the reason they were destroyed is because evidence was destroyed. So will we really ever learn everything about these questions? Probably not, because those documents are gone. But it just doesn't make sense that somebody would give hundreds of millions of dollars to the Clinton Foundation in furtherance of a transaction that Hillary Clinton had an official role, not the decision maker, but had a role in playing. And so it looks bad, it smells bad. The Clintons can't get out of this, and it really is wrong that DOJ was called off by the Obama team when there was clear wrongdoing by Hillary Clinton and her team.
But, Michael, from the Democrats' perspective, they do think it is political. And let me just have you listen to, well, I'll read it to you, a quote from Brian Fallon. He was a spokesperson to Hillary Clinton on the campaign. He says last night, like clockwork, just as we learn of damning details of Donald Trump Jr.'s contacts with WikiLeaks, the Trump administration is firing up the fog machine to distract from the Mueller probe, he said. What do you think?
Oh, I think he's spot on. I mean, look, the Republicans have unified control of government now for almost a year, and they clearly want to keep beating Hillary Clinton again. You won. Move on. Let's go. The problem here is I saw an attorney general today that looked like he'd be much happier being candidate in that Alabama Senate race than sitting there taking questions on that topic. So there's clearly trouble out there. Donnie Jr. is direct dialing WikiLeaks people and broadcasting it. There's a whole bunch of trouble that came in the news. Well, okay, he put it on his Twitter. He put it on his Twitter. Direct message, direct dialing.
He did talk about Roy Moore. Let's just listen to this real quick. We do not have the sound. All right, do I have what he said? Let me see here. Well, I'll just tell you what he said. Basically, he said that he has no reason to not believe the women who had accused Roy Moore of those allegations. And, Matt, how is this shaping up? Because you had 43 Republicans all saying that Roy Moore should not be in the race down there in Alabama. Will that deter voters from voting for him?
No. My guess is that the voters of Alabama, and specifically Republican and conservative voters in Alabama, are going to be the ones that determine Roy Moore's future. I think it would be best if Roy Moore did step away from the race, and I think these charges are incredibly serious and sobering. But I think when Washington politicians and Republican leaders in Washington look like they're dictating to the people of Alabama, I think that boomerangs.
All right, Michael.